Maxis has long been a household name in producing and bringing to market simulation games which appeal to the mass market, such as The Sims and SimCity. With the latest installment in the SimCity series, Maxis has once again created a very popular game, selling over 1.1 million copies within the first 2 weeks. However, Maxis hasn't always been so successful, with a variety of failed titles to its name. During development of Raid on Bungling Bay, the first game Will Wright designed, he realised he was having more fun creating and editing maps than actually creating the game, and thus the idea for SimCity was born. In 1987, Maxis was founded by game developer Will Wright and investor Jeff Braun in order to facilitate the creation of SimCity. The name Maxis was suggested by a formula created by Jeff Braun's dad, in that computer game companies should have 2-syllable names, including an X. Despite this, SimCity was not actually Maxis' first game, with the company publishing a basic flight simulator called Skychase, released in 1988 on the Commodore 64. Skychase wasn't developed by Will Wright, but rather a game they picked up to iron out the wrinkles with their publishing. The game sold 10,000 to 20,000 copies. SimCity, the first game in the SimCity series, was released in 1989 after being in development for over 4 years. In fact, a version of the game, known as Micropolis at the time, was developed for the Commodore 64 in 1985, but Will Wright's publisher wouldn't publish it. Sales were initially small, with word of mouth eventually leading to a full-page story in Newsweek magazine. Sales increased exponentially. SimCity was also noticed by organisations such as the CIA and US Department of Defense to create specialised software for their use. SimCity also found success in the education field, going into more than 10,000 classrooms as an educational tool. The source code to the original SimCity, released under the original name Micropolis, was released on January 10, 2008, weighing in at just 7.3 megabytes. Between 1989 and SimCity 2000's release in 1993, 5 games were developed by Maxis, including Sim Earth, Sim Ant, RoboSport, Sim Life and Sim Farm, with varying levels of success. The release of SimCity 2000 brought many new features to the SimCity series, including a new isometric view in favour of the previous top-down view, new public facilities, new transport methods, and more utilities. SimCity 2000 was released for Mac, DOS, Amiga, Windows, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Saturn, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, and more recently on the PlayStation Network. Following releases of more Sim spin-off titles included Sim Town, Sim Golf, Sim Park, Sim Tunes, and Sim Copter, all not reaching the same level of success seen by SimCity. Combined with the failure of the Crystal Skull and the acquisition of Cinematronics to create a game that never came to fruition, Maxis began to consider acquisition offers to prevent going out of business. At the end of June 1997, Maxis was acquired by Electronic Arts, or EA, which slowly absorbed the company. SimCity 3000 was released in 1999 following the acquisition, and sold over 5 million copies worldwide. Following this, Maxis efforts were put towards development of The Sims, a simulation game following single families instead of cities. The Sims were known as a gamble, as its dollhouse principles didn't align with the video game market, young males, at the time. When released, The Sims knocked off Myst as the top-selling PC game in history, selling over 11.3 million copies worldwide. As of February 2005, it sold over 16 million copies worldwide, and, as of March 2009, The Sims as a franchise has sold more than 110 million copies. In 2003, SimCity 4 was released featuring True 3D, among other significant improvements. Even though Will Wright was not directly involved with SimCity 4's creation, the game was still critically acclaimed with a score of 84 out of 100 on Metacritic. The game was, however, criticised for being too complicated to a new user, which led Will Wright to say, "We want to take it back to its roots, where somebody who had never heard of SimCity can pick it up and enjoy playing." The Sims 2, released in 2004, topped The Sims as the top-selling PC game of all time, selling 20 million copies, however moved Maxis' logo to the back of the box and on the title screen in-game. From The Sims 2 seasons onwards, Maxis' logo didn't appear anywhere within the box or on the game. The Sims 2, released in 2004, topped The Sims as the top-selling PC game of all time, selling 20 million copies. However, it moved the Maxis logo to the back of the box and on the title screen in-game. From The Sims 2 seasons onwards, Maxis' logo didn't appear anywhere within the game or on the box. Sims development eventually moved to a new division within EA, the Sims Studio, and thus in 2006 Maxis' only project was the upcoming Spore. Spore was released in 2008, bringing a god game where users could create and progress any creature, vehicle or building they could imagine. It gained highly positive reviews from the press, and in the first 3 weeks of the game it sold 2 million copies. In 2009, Will Wright left Maxis to start Stupid Fun Club, an entertainment think tank. EA is an equal investor with Will Wright in this venture, and retains the right to develop game concepts that emerge from the think tank. Following 5 years, where the only title released was Darkspore, Maxis released a revival to the SimCity series, simply titled SimCity, although known as SimCity 5. This new version of SimCity, created 24 years after the original game bearing the same name, met positive pre-release feedback, with the game winning 8 awards at E3 2012. Even in early press access, the game received high ratings on the game review websites. However, the release of the game saw widespread connection issues relating to the requirement of an always-on internet connection. Players couldn't access the game for up to a week, and even a month following the game, some features were still disabled, with some players still facing issues. In response to these issues, reviews were overwhelmingly negative, with gaming website Polygon taking its rating down from a 9.5 before release to an 8 and then to a 4 out of 10 due to the connection issue. While no official roadmap has been released, Maxis is expected to continue to be a label under EA, producing games such as The Sims and SimCity. Thanks for watching this Technologetic video on the history of Maxis. If you enjoyed it, please like this video and subscribe to us for future videos similar to this. Thanks for watching.